first. My name is Kenneth Bird. My company is Crystal Edge Technology Screens. I've said this many times before that gray screens are nothing more than just a upgrade version now of the white screen. Now, I've said this many times on camera. Some people don't want to believe it. Some people do want to believe it. I don't know. But I'm going to tell you from the door, yes, they're outdated screens. And the reason why they're outdated and the reason why you're downgrading your screen when you add a gray screen to your screen, because it can't produce contrast level. It can't produce color. It can pick up white levels. Now keep in mind, a white screen can see white levels, can't see contrast, can't see color. A gray screen can see white levels, can see a little bit better contrast, a little bit better color, but that's it. That's it at the end of the day. And pretty much, it's more of an upgrade version of a white screen. Now, for those who are saying, well, how is this possible? Well, you got to go back. You got to go back a couple years back. You got to go back when black technology didn't exist, when gunmetal technology didn't exist. And the only thing you have is pretty much a very dark gray screen, not gunmetal, not like the one we have here. This is gunmetal technology right here. That's black technology. You're talking about, at that particular time, a screen that would be a little darker than the gray screen paints we have here would be considered to be black before the actual darker screens came out on the market. Now, the minute you started seeing more like the black diamonds and the darker screens coming out on the market, the gray screen kind of lost its place. So now you're looking at a screen that doesn't have the ability to pull a very high contrast level equal to a black screen. It doesn't produce white levels as high as a white screen. So where does it fall in that? Well, it falls in kind of a weird zone where it doesn't produce good. It produces better color than a white screen. It does produce a little better color, little. I say little color than with contrast and color. But the white levels in the white screen are always going to be more superior. When it comes to the black screen can basically pull better color. It can pull better contrast. And with our black technology, we can pull white levels just as equal and almost close, right? I say close and just as equal to a gray screen. So what you're seeing right here in the demonstration, we're showing off the demonstration with the woman with the black makeup. I love doing this demonstration because the contrast levels are so dark. But when people watch this demonstration, what they don't realize is that anytime an OLED demonstration is displayed, the background is always darker than the actual image that's being displayed in any OLED demonstration. Mind you, these are demonstrations that were designed for jet black screens. So to display this on a gray screen or a screen that doesn't have the ability to be able to do contrast shifting technology, to be able to produce much darker images, would be pointless to do this on a gray screen paint product that does not have that capability at all. Now, I've seen some products claiming to be gunmetal screens and not actually being gunmetal. We'll be going to be doing some demonstrations on that also too. We have some very dark mixes downstairs that we made using black and white products, but that's not here nor there. All right, so are you downgrading your screen when you put a gray screen paint on it? Yes, you are. Okay, so let me show you. Over here, find my remote controls. This is a motorized projection screen, the Pac-Man customized screen. It is coated with phantom technology. If you notice, if you look at the two in a fully lit environment, not in a partially lit environment, poorly lit ambient light environment to get off the illusion that you're seeing a contrast level, I'm talking about a well-lit environment, you will see that the gray screen is not picking up a very good contrast level at all. We will go into quite detail once we set the room up for what's intended for when we bring in the laser ultra short throw P2 in here. And to show you at the end of the day, even with a high power projector with 2,000,001, which I cannot wait to see that on a gray screen versus black, you'll see at the end of the day that even with 2,000,001, you still can't see it. It's an option you'll pay for, but you'll never use it. Never ever use it. But as you can see right now, what we're showing you is that you can't even pick it up with a gray screen. And because the gray screen is no longer needed, because as I said before, gunmetal technology and black technology is now taken over, well, this screen pretty much is a kind of what you call a bump up from a white screen. It's the white sheets of paper, and I can show you we have several levels of color of gray screens. We have a mid gray, we have a dark gray, and then we have over here a light gray. As you can see, they all blend together. All right, so let's do a little start on this one right here. Let's take our screen out of the equation. So when you paint your screen with one of these products down here below, whether it be light gray, mid gray, whatever it may be, you have just downgraded your projection screen setup. Now, in a lot of the demonstrations, I can understand how you got food to begin with, because people who display these gray screen paint products at the end of the day will use dark, ambient light controlled environments due to the fact that they know if they do it in a fully lit environment, well, the screen's going to wash out. One of the things they're not picking up on is they will always zoom in on the screen. I tell you, watch out for that. They will zoom right up on the screen to keep you distracted from the background. The background in any OLED demonstration tells the whole story. Any OLED demonstration, the background's always darker. Again, basic common sense. Basic common sense. These are demonstrations displayed for OLED TVs. Last I checked, an OLED TV is not gray, they're black. So if anyone's telling you at the end of the day, hey, look, you can get a gray screen, get the same content, it's never going to happen. Never going to happen. You'll never pick it up. You have just paid for a product that you will never, ever get a chance to utilize or see it off your projector at the end of the day. Look at the background. Always look at the background. Now, if anyone were to tell you anything different, like, oh, my product, no. All gray screens do the exact same thing. Digital One Crystal Screen Paint, Crow's products, Parte's products, Knox, paint on screens, you name it, they all do the same thing at the end of the day. All of them. As you can see, we got 3 shades of gray here. All react in the same way. Now, if you look at this, where's the black background? Where is it? You can see the black skin tone, but where's the black background? You're going to have to shut the lights off, where this is where you're going to have to be with this product. You can't be in this environment. We have too much light in here. Even though this area is not lit enough for me, at the end of the day, you're going to have to be in a darker environment in order to be able to get that screen to pop just a little bit. That's the best I can do in this environment. As I said before, this is always a well-lit environment. Mine, we're sitting right next to a window, so that's the best we can do. You're going to have to be darker than that. Now, if you notice the demonstrations you watch, there is no way in the world you would ever see a window next to that screen in that environment. You tell me when you ever seen in that demonstration. We know who we're talking about. We're not going to mention them, but we know who. You let me know when you've seen a window next to a screen. There is no windows next to a screen at all, period. But just with that little bit of window light right there, look how badly that screen is washed out. That's why at the end of the day, when I explain to you that new technology today is ambient light rejection technology. That's the new stuff today. That's the up-to-date screens. The gray screen paint products can't do it. That's why when a person honestly said in his video, he did say, my product, never said my product is ambient light rejection. You can't say that because your product can't perform an ambient light rejection. It won't pull up. That's the best you're going to be able to do on that screen, on that wall right there. Look at that gray. It's the best you're going to be able to do. Now let's bring our stuff down right next to a window and show you what you get right next to a window. Let me play this video over here. Is that going to run out? This is right next to a window. This is what our customers get at the end of the day. This is why, you're going to take the time to tape up your fixed frame projection screen. Take the time to tape up your motorized projection screen to get ready to paint it and convert it. Why would you downgrade it with an up-to-date projector? Downgrade your screen to a gray screen at the end of the day. Look how beautiful that image looks right next to the window. And this is in the dark. Now, we did this demonstration outside. Same demonstration, did it outside at 150 inches. I would love to see a gray screen pull that one off at the end of the day. They can't do it because they can't see contrast. The outside would be too much light for them. As a matter of fact, that is a good way of basically putting it. What's the weather like today? I wonder. We can put that under a challenge. If gray screen paint products had the ability to pull contrast, you should be able to pull this same image outside at 150 inches. Oh, no reason why we mentioned the big screens, 100 inch and up, because we don't want any cookie cutter screens outside. 100-inch screen, 20 feet back at least. And you have to be to display this. outside. Now, we've done ours already. I'll do it again for fun, but I'll post below where we did the demonstration outside on this product. And you can pull, keep in mind, outside, you can't hide from anything. There's no windows, no doors, no nothing. You can't hide light out there. You're out there at the end of the day. So I think we're gonna make that a challenge. Any gray screen paint out there, if you're claiming that your product does things that it's not supposed to do at the end of the day, we challenge you to go outside and do that demonstration. 100 inches and up. That's what we challenge. And you have to display this image. We want this image, the star field, and the goldfish. Oh yeah, the goldfish. That's a very hard one to do. Goldfish background is completely jet black. Now, keep in mind, just to make sure that things are done fair, as I said with these people who do these gray screens, they like to cheat, you're gonna have to put that next to black paint. You gotta blend it. We'll do the opposite because our screens automatically can generate this with no problem. We'll do white paper, white sheets, whatever, snowstorm outside, no problem. I guarantee they won't jump onto that. If I find out what my weather is today, oh, I hope we have good weather today. If I'm a weather day, we'll be outside. Summertime, all these challenges are going to come aplenty. They're going to come aplenty, which means we're going to have the P2 outside. I'm taking the P2 outside. You think we keep that thing inside the house? Oh, heck no. It's a word projector. We're taking it outside. I want to see exactly what we can do with that thing. I mean, I've done an Optima GT 5500 outside easily. I'll put that link below. You can check that out at 140 inches. And they're only designed to do 100 inches. We did that at 140 inches where we display contrast levels, but I would love to see what we can do with this machine outside. I'm thinking about 140, 150. Now we're going to be changing up some things. I was going to put the screen over here, but it's not big enough. We want something big. So we're going to put the screen here instead, because I can get the screen. It'll be next to the window. What's the point of putting it over here? I'm gonna lose a window. So we're going to put the screen over here. That way we have the window light from here. We got window light from here. We got window light from the back. This room will be lit up nice and bright. We'll put those high-end fluorescent neon lights in here. Now these neon lights are different. These are not your typical LED lights. Mine is gonna be bright. Boom! These aren't your typical LED lights that you get from the strips like this. These are a little different. These are the ones they use for hotels, hospitals. You know, to brighten up the background. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you, monster cat. This is what these are for. These are different. They don't come with that remote control, the ones you get that don't think, no, they don't come with those. This is the remote control that these come with. These are professional lights. These are used basically, I had a friend of mine, she was renting out property, and you know, some of the property doesn't have electricity on. So she wanted to lighten it up a little bit. She's like, where'd you get those bright lights from? I said, oh, these are the hotel lights. They use them for hotel lobbies and stuff like that, to light up the countertops and stuff like that. That's what they're for. That's what we're going to put in here, because they're really bright. I mean, they're actually brighter than the lights I got over top, and I usually use my electricity. So that's what we're going to be using here. Now we're going to be using these for the floor. We're going to be using these for the ceiling. And then my screen is going to be a customized screen. I'm doing a customized 150-inch screen that requires no rails in the middle at all, period. It's a custom, I'll show you how to do it. It's going to be thin, it's going to be lightweight, it's going to have a 3D border that pushes out in white. The screen's going to be jet black in the middle, and it's going to have these bright white lights in the back of it. Oh, it's going to look like you walked into heaven when we get done with this place. It is going to be different, trust me. And we're going to have that P2 in here displayed. We're going to have a demonstration over here with the gray screen paint products on this side, on this little section right here. And we'll have it probably about the size of about 100 inch. We can probably fit right in there real nicely. Yeah, that'll be good for testing. All right, so let's get started on this right here. So I'm going to show you at the end of the day why. Let's get some light in here too, because now it's a little too dark in here. Let's get our lights on. Here, now this is what I'm used to. I'm used to a well-lit environment. See how fast that screen washed up that fast? That fast. Let's turn it out again. Got a little bit of contrast going, just a little bit. But if you're near a window, you got a gray screen, you're not picking up jack. There you go. When I told you just a slight little upgrade off a white screen, everyday white paper. That's how much of a difference you're really getting. Now look at the background. Oh, I said, look at the background. The background is supposed to be darker than the actual image. OLED's always displayed that way. it's a shame because people who look at that really think at the end of the day that you're seeing contrast. I mean, oh heck, even I did. When I was developing gray screen paints before that black diamond sample sheet ever went into my shop, my little room back there, I really thought I was seeing a contrast level. Really thought I was seeing a contrast level until I actually saw what I saw. Got the wake-up call, people. Now you see how that looks? See how that background is mine. This is a demonstration for an OLED TV. If you bought an OLED TV, you open it out of the box and it looks like this. Would you keep it? I don't think you would. I think you'd be at the store complaining, ranting, and carrying on, talking about what the heck is going on. This is supposed to be black. I don't see black here. But you would accept it for a projection screen, wouldn't you? And some of your projectors cost quite a bit of money. Maybe not as much as OLEDs do, but still, at the end of the day, you got that massive contrast on it, and you can't even use it at the end of the day. You won't accept it for a TV, but you will accept it for a projection screen at the end of the day. Now look at the background when the black screen comes down. Told you, the most dangerous screen you can have on the market is a black screen that can see white light. Because it can pick up white levels, the skin tones, the gold, all that. So yeah, when you paint your screen with a gray screen paint product, you have just downgraded your home theater system. And for those who want to sit there and say, well, no, that's not true. No, that's not true, Ken. You don't know what you're talking about. I know the history before you know the history because I was living in the history when gray screen paints came out. That's how I know. Because I had an entire company running off gray screen paint products that were contracted. That's how I know. Because I developed majority of most of the screens that you have sitting on your wall right now, tested them, retested them, sold them, because I know I was there. I was there when you had Mississippi Man and Sonic Chill. We had all these different, you had Superman and Monica Creek. What the Monica Creek thing was? Oh, yeah, Zone 708. All those, the old guys back in the day that did that. Yeah, I was there. Way before the Partays, way before Crow even ever existed. I was already there. And I already know from the door that at that particular time that the highlight of gray screen paint products, when you had Goose Screen that was on the market, which was considered to be the black diamond of projection screen paints when it came to Goose Screens, all Goose Screen products were either white or gray, and they were extremely expensive. Today, you can still spend like $2,500 for a gallon of paint, literally from them. Their paint is very expensive. It always will be expensive. Now, the thing about that is everybody wanted to be Goose Screen. Everybody wanted to be Goose Screen. Goose Screen had these processes that you had to go through, a lot of sanding. I'm going to post a link below. It's going to show you the demonstration on how to apply Goose Screen. You're going to sit there and go, what the freak, are you kidding me? Well, that's what we did then. Well, I didn't do that. Actually, I did have to do a Goose Screen. Because to understand who you're going to be going against, you had to basically work with their products. And that's what we did Goose Screen. And it was not exactly a fun ordeal at the end of the day, but it did have good results. But anyway, so you had Goose Screen, you had your white screens, and you had Goose Screens. And you had all these different products. People started coming up with these different ideas because some people didn't want to spend $300, $400, $600 for a quart of paint. They started making their own form of screen paints. And then somebody came up with the YouTube paint, which to this day, nobody knows who actually first person developed the YouTube paint. Some people claim they did, but no one really knows. It's like the back scratcher. You know the history behind the back scratcher? No one actually knows who actually made the back scratcher. There were so many different versions of it, no one even knows who was the original person who made the back scratcher. Same thing like the YouTube paint. So, you had all these different ones coming up. You had people that were saying you could put a little bit of this paint, and that paint with that, and then at the time it was just white paint. White and black paint, that's it. But then, bare silver screen popped up, and a lot of people thought it was silver. Even my thoughts thought it was silver. This would be great, like, it's only 23 bucks, because usually silver paint costs a lot of money. You know, Martha Stewart's, and I bet you never even heard of Martha Stewart's, what do you call it, metallic collections. You never heard of them before? Oh yeah, Martha Stewart used to have a contract with Home Depot. She lost that contract, and that's where PPG came into place. So you guys don't, so many people will come on here and talk stuff. You don't know, I know this stuff because I used to make this stuff. So when you're making this product, right, you have to make sure you can get your hands on this product as you're making it. If you can't get your hands on it, you got to talk to the higher ups and say, hey, look, what do you got? What's coming in? What's the product line? So and so and so. The Martha Stewart's out. Her product line is not going to be sold anymore. Martha Stewart was around $13 for a little container like this. Or PPG, I think PPG when it came out was like an entire quart for like 17 to 20 bucks. 50 bucks for a gallon. Oh, that is a lot of freaking silver paint to play with at the end of the day, instead of having this little tiny bit of silver paint like this. So anyway, getting back to why the gray screens are obsolete. So I'm trying to bring you back to teach you something so that way you can understand how it all works. All right? So when somebody gets on camera and they start running their mouth about, oh, my product's up to date, you will know why it's outdated at the end of the day, because Mr. Bird lived in that era when these products became popular, and that's how I made a lot of money in that era, because I was making that product. So anyway, better than the white screen would be the gray screen. But you didn't want it too dark, because if it was too dark, you would lose your white levels. And white levels was everything back then. Not so much contrast. I mean, people thought they were seeing a contrast level at the end of the day. Well, technically, you weren't seeing a contrast level at the end of the day. You were seeing shades of gray. But how would you even know that if there was nothing to compare it to? There's no black technology. Gunmetals didn't exist at that particular time. So how would you even know at that particular time if you were pulling a 100% contrast level? You can only go by what you could see. Now, let's get back to trying to help you out here, people. Let's get back to and bring this up a little bit, because I want to see a little bit more of this. There we go. Let's get back to the gray screen as we're having this conversation. So yes, there was nothing to compare it to. So at the end of the day, pause that right there. At the end of the day, you had nothing to compare your screen to. So basically, you really thought you were seeing contrast levels. Now, when Black Diamond came out, when the more higher, more advanced technology started coming out, the more darker screen paint started coming on the market, now the gray screen doesn't have a purpose anymore. The whole purpose of the gray screen was able to have an image that was better than the white screen, to produce better contrast levels. That was the whole purpose of the gray screen, to produce better contrast levels than the white screen, better colors than the white screen. You automatically knew at the end of the day that your white levels were going to drop next to a white screen, because it was virtually impossible. You were both going to be able to pick up the same thing. But you could pick up better contrast and better color. So what do you do when a more superior technology comes out, much like gunmetal technology pops up on the scene? Now you can't compete with that screen, because that screen pulls the dominant gunmetal, pulls the dominant contrast level, which means the colors pop higher, has better contrast levels, and because these screens have that reflective coating, they can pick up tremendous high white levels. You now become obsolete. You become an upgraded version of a white screen, and that's what you have on your wall. When you have a gray screen paint product, you have an upgraded version of a white screen. That's why at the end of the day, they do not pick up proper contrast like a white screen. They don't pick up proper color like a white screen, and their white levels are somewhat fair, but the white screen can produce better white levels than the gray screen. Now, a gray screen against a black screens can pull up exact same color, well, actually better color, better contrast, and their white levels are actually almost close to, they can blend in just about, I'll say equal to almost, depend on the shade of gray, to almost perfect. Because I like to be honest, I'm not going to tell you something that's not. Now, a black screen pulling out white levels next to a white screen, virtually impossible. It's virtually impossible. You have two different forms, and they're not going to work. But at the end of the day, black screens can actually hold a trophy and say, hey, look, we pulled the highest contrast levels. White screens can say, at the end of the day, we pull the highest white level. Gray screens can say, we pull the, what do you pull? You don't pull better color. You don't pull better contrast. Where do you lay at? You're obsolete. There you go. That's why some of you got these $3,000 and $4,000 update projectors, and you got an old, outdated screen at the end of the day. That can't even do this. All right, so let's get some light in here. This is a bit dark in here for me. I'm gonna open up our curtains. There's some light in here. Now, some people say, well, I pull amazing colors. No, you don't. That's white right there. No, you don't. I'm gonna lighten it up a little bit in here. Slow there, I don't know. Looks a little bit dark myself. Now we got our windows open, we got plenty of light in here. We don't have the lights on over top yet. We just got this one right here. We got everything open up here, nice and bright. And look how washed up the image is. Mind you, my projector is 4,300 lumens. Plenty of power. 4,300 lumens. And still, look at that. That's pretty bad. Again, at the end of the day, gray screens are not ambient light projection technology. They don't have the capabilities. They do not pull contrast, they do not pull color. If you happen to paint one of these on your wall, well, you pretty much painted either a Sherman-Williams or the gray screen paint. They all do the same thing at the end of the day. At the end of the day, you can't see contrast. Our technology is ambient light projection. This is what we get. So keep in mind, my projector is way out of date. My projector discontinued in 2014, and my screen's more advanced than most of you guys up there who have projectors that are way over mine. That's why we don't do those fake demonstrations. I told you, demonstrations, you gotta be really careful. If you have to lean over an object literally to see what it is, and the background is still dark, that's a fail. This is how your products are supposed to be working. And you're supposed to have your overheads on too. That's why if you notice that when we set up our screens, we don't set our screens up in these little dark environments. I've seen Partay's demonstration with this motorized projection screen. You built that theater room, you made a pocket for that screen to sit up underneath of. You got two walls on each side that block any light from really making contact with the screen because your screen is pushed into a pocket. You think I didn't realize that? Also notice that it doesn't touch the condensed lighting because you have a lip that comes out and comes up here, and then a second one that comes here, and that's where the condensed lighting is at. It wouldn't make any contact with your screen at all, period. Unless you had a window on the opposite side that hits your screen, that would cause your screen to wash out automatically. But you usually have your shades down, you have objects in your windows to block that, to give the illusion that you're really showing off some light when you're really not. I see all that. But you never have any windows in direct contact. The window that you show to the side, your blinds are always at a half and you always have something there. But if you notice where his screen is sitting, it's actually tucked away in the pocket, which has that much of a lip that's coming out from the side of the wall that's protecting the screen from being hit with any ambient light. And since you don't have any windows on this side because there's a fireplace on this side, that's not going to pick it up. I don't even know why you even bother looking up in the air because like I said, your condensed lighting's here, but your screen comes down on a lip. It comes down here, the wall here, it tucks under, and your screen sits here. How would that have anything to do with that down there at the end of the day? Crow, I couldn't begin to even start with you at the end of the day. Your demonstrations on trying to show up ambient light environment is a complete embarrassment to the projection community. And I'll tell you why. Your screen sat tucked away in the dark. So dark that you couldn't even make out objects in the corner. The objects that you had there, you were just casting with shadows. I don't even know why you bothered showing the door on this side. What was the purpose? The door light wasn't making any light in this direction at all. Because you can see once the door opened, nothing cascaded. No light cascaded from the door. If it did, the corner would have looked like that. If you had actual light coming from the door, this is how your corner should have looked. Just like this. And if you notice that when the door was open, you had black lighting. Do you have no idea how dark an environment has to be for black lighting to actually illuminate? Which means your area was extremely dark because you can see objects where it was sitting on top of your bookcase were completely dark. You couldn't even make them out at the end of the day. The window light by the window, I don't even know why you display that. You have a huge mass of display there, right there, that's blocking a ton of ambient light. And where your shades are at the very top, you can clearly see that there was light pushing in around the shades, but you had objects up there. You didn't even have those pulled all the way up. If you look at my windows here, if you notice, What do I have blocking my windows? I have a projector sitting right here. That's basically about it. Give me a charger. You guys got to do demonstrations better, man, at the end of the day, man. These fake demonstrations, I can take them downstairs. Matter of fact, this screen was in the max out zone. I forgot we made it in the max out zone. Made this in the max out zone. Let me go get me a charger. But yeah, you got to do a little better on that. It's not working out too well for you. That's the reason why I can't express enough in any of the demonstrations why you do not do demonstrations in dark environments, due to the fact that the customer will have it in an environment that will be brighter than yours. So yes, the reason why they do this is because the screen paints they have are old, they're outdated, and you are downgrading your screen, home theater setup, even your dedicated theater room setup when you add in a gray screen. As you saw in the demonstrations, you can go to the website and check it out for yourself. On all that white light splashing all over the place. Because at the end of the day, the gray screens reflect too much white light everywhere. They react just like white screens. So that's why, at the end of the day, you do not want to invest your money into painting something on your wall, or basically in your business or whatever. At the end of the day, that thing it's going to wash out. He says his product works with venue projectors. Yeah. So does Sherwin-Williams. He works with venues too. But neither one of them can see contrast over their color at the end of the day. That's why I said, are you getting real quality? You're not getting real quality. Now, I always make sure I go over and beyond with my demonstrations. I think that's why my neighbors think I'm a little weird, because they don't figure out what I'm doing in my house. Like, why is this guy with a camera and recording? Some of them do know what I do for a living. You have to have the curtains up. I'm going to show you to the side real quick. I'm going to turn this side because I don't want them, they're working on their house over there. I don't want them to think I'm recording them. You see how high my curtains come all the way up? See all that light pushing through? Oh, I know what your naysayers think before you're going to think it. You see my curtains halfway down, that's something for you to say, oh, his curtains are halfway down. He's not showing fully ambient light. Are you kidding me at the end of the day? I already had somebody send me an email talking about, oh, look at his curtains are halfway down there. Have you, my demonstrations, when you go to my website, 150-inch screens outside. Right now, my intro video, I changed it again. You can watch my dual 150 inches outside. And you want to talk about because I have a little curtain here? That's it? Are you really kidding me? Let me see your demonstration on dual 150s outside. Oh, you don't have one? All right, then. I was just wondering. But that's what you can see on my page right now, my dual 150s outside. All right, so let's go do something else that we got here. Oh, it's light going on here. Let's see. I want to go with, matter of fact, I do like this one, but I want to do this one right here.
Customize and save with Liberty Mutual to keep from 90%.
That's why I explain to people, when you're watching demonstrations, you got to look at those corners. Those corners are extremely important. Those corners tell the whole story about what's going on in the environment. I'm going to pull these contrasts. That's what I want. Let's go over here and let's bring up. We're not going through her. We just done her to death. The reason why we did that one, because that demonstration he did in the dark, I was like, I told you he was going to do that demonstration in the dark. And sure enough, he did it right in the dark. If you're watching, mind you, this is a projector that sits 2 feet 2 inches from the screen at 3,000 lumens. There's no excuse for it to ever look like that. Never look like that. But like I said, I'm going to show you exactly what you've been missing all this time. We call it the final wake-up call. This environment's going to be called the final wake-up call. Now, while you guys are checking out the video, I got to remove this curtain from here because I got to let more light in. Because We're gonna put something here. Actually, I'm gonna put some nice shades in here. I got some kind of curtains, all light in there, curtains in here. I'm gonna have this neighbor at the end of the day. I'm like, so what do you do for a living? I make movie screen paint and movie theaters and all that good stuff. That probably would explain that everybody drive down. I had this big screen set up in the back. I think it was a motorized projection screen. And no, it was inflatable. It was a giant inflatable. When they would come by, they would see the giant inflatable. That's when the woman came by in my backyard. I was at a sound system I was testing out. And she was like asking me if I could turn it down. Her husband wasn't feeling so good. I said, oh, no problem, no problem. No. She said, so what happened to the giant screen? I said, well, got rid of it. We're going to put another one in. They actually could see the screen from over there. I didn't realize they could, but they could. Let's go with something interesting. Let's go with something. We're going to do the New York City skyline. That's my personal favorite one to do. New York City skyline. Let me get the right one. Let me see. I want that dark one. Let's get that dark one. I play these some downstairs on the acoustic screen. Oh, we got to go downstairs. We got the screen downstairs. Oh, man. I had it in 235 yesterday. I was having a ball with it. On a 600 by 800 res. My buddy still laughs like, you swapped out, I downgraded my projector in my environment to show you at the end of the day that we don't have to depend on crutch projectors. We call them crutch projectors. 4K demonstration, screensaver, nighttime New York City skyline. It's amazing how I can sit there and just read that off on the PS4. We'll pick that up with no problem whatsoever. But if I try doing that through a Fire Stick, she's like, I don't have anything for that application. Don't get me wrong, I like the Fire Sticks, but sometimes I wonder, I really do. I really do wonder about them.
I'm John Burke. My job is to
Look how faded out the image comes up for the commercial. Yeah. As for that whole Alexis, yeah, I got one. I don't got the dot. I got the original one that came out, the first one, the tower, when it came out. And I disconnected that thing a long time ago. Oh no, I don't need that thing plugged in. These are a little bit more controlled, but the dot jump, no, I don't trust those things. Larry, somebody mentioned someone's name on TV, and she said, I'm listening. I'm like, oh, not today. Disconnected that sucker. All right, I'm gonna get my window open up on this side. I don't know how my neighbor's gonna feel out with me. They don't care at the end of the day. I really don't care. They gotta put a curtain there anyway. You know, the majority of people, when I check my accounts, who watch my, majority more than my subscribers, are the naysayers. A lot of you are in here watching, come in here watching my stuff. I know. Boy, I don't know. Yeah, I guess you guys love me. Thank you so much for coming in. All right, so look, see this right here? That's got to come down. So the whole entire time we're showing you, at the same time, we're showing you why gray screens are obsolete. We're showing you nice little scenery of New York City. We should be reducing a fully lit environment. Again, contrast is everything at the end of the day. Contrast is in everything. What's the point of you paying all this money for a contrast up on your projector? You'll never see it. That's why I can't wait to get that projector here. You know why? 2 million to 1. Oh my goodness. If this thing, I bring this projector in here and it doesn't produce a contrast level on that Cinemax, you have no idea how that's going to do. That's going to be pretty bad. That's going to be worse than anything else. And we beat that projector with a 2000 to 1 contrast on a black screen. Are you kidding how bad that's going to be? That's going to be pretty bad. That's going to show at the end of the day that he was pretty much trying to, oh, we got so many ways to do this. How about we do the projector? We got to set up multiple screens. We do the projector, and we'll see how much of advancement the projector gives over another projector when it comes to contrast levels. So we can show in that demonstration how he's actually using that projector to show a better image. Oh, we all know he's doing that. Come on, we all know that. Everybody does that. We don't do that. My projectors are crap at the end of the day. You see what I got downstairs, right? All right then. But when these big companies, they do the same thing. They get the most advanced, most expensive projector because they know that projector is going to give everything a little bit of a push. So what happens if we take the Cinemax and we put that on a $60 ultra short throw projector versus a, I'm not going to tell you what I'm getting for mine. I'm sorry to get a good deal for mine. Actually, I got to call somebody. I got a friend of mine who has a contract with Epson. Yes. Now, when we get these 4K projectors, keep in mind, none of these 4K projectors are going to end up downstairs. We don't need them. Don't want them downstairs. We don't. They're going to be used to show you that we go 1080p versus 4K or 4K versus 720p. This is show you at the end of the day that you really don't need all this stuff at the end of the day. You really don't. Like somebody convincing you that pixel shifting technology gives you actually 4K at the end of the day. Dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life, but there are people who eat that up at the end of the day. No, you're not getting native 4K. I'm sorry, you're not. You're getting contrast shifting. It's not real 4K, it's compressed. That's all it is. So basically they're just telling you, we're going to squeeze these pixels real tight together and make you believe that you're actually seeing 4K. So how does that work if you try to blow it up past 150 inches? What happens? Because mind you can't compress an image at the same time and blow it up at the same time. Something's got to give. So you mean to tell me you're going to blow this screen to its maximum capacity of 150 inches, but yet you're still going to try to compress it at the same time? What freaking planet you live on at the end of the day? That doesn't work. The laws of physics can tell you that doesn't work. It's like trying to drown a fish. There you go. It's idiotic. No way in the world. That's why anytime I see those demonstrations, they're never done on 150-inch screens. Because they can't compress the image sharp enough to do it. Unless they got a pixel generator and it's just generating pixels from somewhere. No. I hope to goodness, I hope that big companies out there don't think this is a bright idea, because it's not a bright idea, it's an extremely stupid idea. People want native 4K, are going to want native 4K, and they're not going to want pixel shifting. And pixel shifting is an old technology. But somebody sit there and say that, oh no, it's new. You know how old pixel shifting is? You ever had a PS1? If you know you played the PS1, you ever played Tomb Raider with the jagged edges and everything? Remember when the PS2 came out? It was backwards compatible. You can actually take your PS1 games and stick them in your PS2. And there was an X button. If you tap the X button real fast, you can basically cause a form of pixel shifting technology to figure off, it wasn't a lot, to smooth out those jagged edges. That's how long that's been out. They had it in the Comcast boxes. when they had DVI instead of HDMI. Yep. That's been there a while. Yeah. Bottom line is, I mean, at that particular time, you just spent, whatever, like $3,100 for a 720p projector. No, 1080p projector. It's native 1080p, but it says it compresses to 4K. Again, dumbest thing I've heard in my entire life. Either it's 4K or it's not 4K. That's how it works. I like this music. This is what I'm downstairs jamming to. But I like it better because I got these sounds coming to the acoustic string. Alright, so while you guys are checking that out, I am going over here to put in some lighter curtains so we can add more lights in the environment so we can get ready, because tomorrow we start painting the room. Yes, we're going to make it, I found this paint called Ultra Extra White. It's like super white. And it's $60 a gallon, and the reason why I'm paying $60 a gallon because it's a one coat application. There'll be no two coats in here, just blah, 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 done. Now the ceiling fan, I went online and there's this woman who actually had a YouTube video showing you how to paint your ceiling fan, and man, her fan came out looking incredible. But we're gonna do this fan bone white. I gotta change everything out. We're gonna get some brighter fluorescent lights in here. We gotta put the meter in here, drop it on the floor. I wonder if I can max out a room. That'd be kind of cool if I can max a room out. So we have to make this place super bright. All this has to be done in white. Now what we're gonna do when we do our test for our gray screens, like this right here, all this has to be painted white. What we're going to do is we're going to come in and use wallpaper, magnetic strip wallpapers. That way we can keep the wall white, take the wallpapers, turn them gray, connect them to the wall, and we can have some fun. I don't want to change anything in the environment. You know what started all this? The P2 trailer for the projector. When I saw that demonstration and all that whiteness, oh man, I thought that looked incredible. That was the best intro on a projector I think I've seen. Even though I know at the end of the day, they're probably using a $4,000 to $5,000 projection screen, because the projection screen they're displaying looks like a DMP Supernova, either the Blade or Infinity. They're real freaking thin. They're like dark silver or like a kind of a light silver, but that's what it looked like. But just seeing all that bright white, the way they had it, and they had that projector there displaying that way, I was like, I want that exact same thing here. Because after seeing that, at the end of the day, like I said, and seeing Crow's demonstration and 3 other people's demonstration, I was like, and they were in the dark. I was like, okay, I would never bought that projector. That was basically the whole point of their demonstration. But the whole point of that, of all that light, all that brightness, they had a family in a setting. It wasn't in a movie theater setting. It was in someone's home. And one person was doing yoga and she was watching TV off of it. That projector, and any ultra-short projector, is supposed to display that these projectors are used for TV projection set-top boxes. You can have that big screen experience just like the movies, but you can have it in your living room. You don't have to turn out your lights. You don't have to be in the dark. You can treat it just like a TV. Have your windows open. That's what the selling point is for that technology. Not in the dark, leaning over stuff, trying to figure out what the freak it is at the end of the day, having dark pockets in your corners. No, that's not the selling point of that projector. All right, we gotta get this up over here. This one has some great acoustics. La 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 la. Johnny Appleseed. Johnny Appleseed. Johnny Appleseed. Oh, 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 oh. And of course, we get up in the morning, we got to thank our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, blessing us with such amazing technology, blessings with such amazing customers. Thank you so much for the support. Really appreciate it. Really do. All right, I need to get this curve right here. Johnny Appleseed. Johnny Appleseed. Now, some of you probably wondering why I had a black curtain there to begin with, it wasn't to block out any light. Remember, I used to have a 150-inch to 135-inch screen sitting here with a ton of LED lights on the back of it. Didn't want the LED lights pushing through my window and hitting my neighbor's house, because that's definitely what happened. So the black curtain was put up there to keep the LED lights from actually pushing through and hitting their house. Since we're not going to have any LED lights, well, pretty much they're going to look at this house like, good gracious, what is going on in that room? It's going to be bright as on the wall. But still, we're not going to have a lot of crazy LED lights going off in here at all, period. I'm going to do some soft whites in here. That's basically about it. Oh man, what was the purpose of all that if I didn't plug in the freaking whatever. That was a trip to nowhere real quick, real fast. No, I didn't plug this in. I don't do what I want. Let's plug in the thing in. Oh wow, that's a smart idea, Skippy. Alright, top that underneath this stuff. My colors look great. They look like trash. Hey, how far are we from here to here? Are we good on that one? We already need this. Alright, this will work. Put it right here at the bottom. I don't really care. Just want to put for the time being. So I have some light pushing through here. You didn't go in too well. Judging by that run, that sounded like taco. You're not supposed to be there, taco. Scenario. You got the stereo. There we go. Light! Light! All right, that's what I'm talking about. Look at that. Bam, more light. Yes, we're gonna light this place up, man. I can't wait. So the ceiling fan, we gotta do a little different. I might have to take it apart. So yeah, the woman showed, I watched a tutorial. I gotta move all the blades off of it. I already ordered, I don't know what you would call them at the end of the day. Light fixtures, I guess you would call them, yeah. So what is the light fixtures? Something real, I want clear in there, clear light fixtures. And then, yeah, we're gonna have to put some frog tape around the base of it right there. All the blades gotta come out, they all gonna be painted by hand. And we're basically gonna put some frog tape around the top of it so we can basically just get around that, get that all bright and white. It's gonna be real nice, I can't wait. So today what I'm gonna be doing is see these areas up here, this is where I stripped off my LED lights. I gotta come here and sand all this down so it's nice and smooth all the way around, all that's done. And then once all that's done, then we come in here and we put our putty in, sand it down again, makes it nice and smooth to the wall, and we get ready for painting application. Super bright! Super bright! Love it. Alright, let me put my curtains down because my neighbor's over there talking about, what the frick is he doing over there? Oh, there's a golf course right over there. Alright, so bring it down halfway. Oh, down over. The neighbors are kind of like looking at me like, he's over there with the camera. Remind you, if you're moving the camera and you're watching me move the camera back and forth, that does not look good at the end of the day. trying to basically be neighborly today. So that's why here, we got to do those veneer curtains. See this right here? Too freaking obvious about pulling curtains up and down. But those over there, on the other hand, are real nice because those are veneers, which means we're gonna have light pass through perfectly. I can see out, they can't see in. You can get them that way. They're double-sided. Just like over here, I got them the same way. Light can come in, plenty of light. This right here, we're not getting a lot of light transferring through. See what I mean? So that's where we got to change these out. Oh, when I had the LED lights in here with the floor, the whole place was troned out. Oh man, like a discotheque. The woman sitting across the street just I was having parties over here. I should have came outside with the glow-in-the-dark pacifiers and LED lights outside. Whoever saw what was it called? Man, White Chicks. With I forgot the guy's name. What's his name? The fellow was basically out there dancing on the dance floor. Oh man, I can't think of his name. It's Terry something. I can't think of his name. But anyway, yeah, I should have came outside and did that dance right in my driveway. Oh man, that's funny. Terry Crews? Is it Terry Crews? I think it's Terry Crews. Terry Crews, yeah. All right, so this is what I was using to basically block out my windows. Oh, we can use this for a demonstration on black versus black. Yeah, that definitely works. Okay, so. New York City Skyline Night HD. All right.
Why did we stuff Reese's Take 5 with 5 flavors? Because you can't handle 6.
Can't stand peanut butter. I hate peanut butter with a freaking passion. Hate it. I hate because I'm allergic to peanuts. Yeah. Exactly. Let's bring my screen down. I'm trying to run the screen. Alright, so yeah, we just did a promo for the Pac-Man screen. I'm gonna do these screens before I put them up. We're gonna be taking these outside. These are going outside. I'm building me a special stand for my motorized projection screens for outside play. So when we bring in, yes, the ultra short though will be coming outside too. We're gonna have the nuke screen outside. That's why I can't wait for this summer. Show that contrast. Show that contrast. Show that contrast. Hey, somebody has some DJ music for me. All right, people. I have got to get going because I got this black technology downstairs. I haven't had a chance to show it to you yet. Yes. In here, we're going to be putting something new. Black Widow. Did you say Black Widow? I said Black Widow, right? Did I say Black Widow? I think I said Black Widow, didn't I? I'm not sure. Yeah, we got something new coming. Something new coming. Something exciting. Something awesome. Black Widow. Yes. And guess what? It's a 38. Dun, 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 dun. All right, let me get out of here. I'm having fun. I'm having excited. Oh man, I'm so freaking happy, man. And I'll tell you what, it's the small things in life that make me happy. You know what I mean? Being able to have a good bowl of cereal. I'm a big fan of cereal, and usually, like, I can't have milk because, as I said before, the lung disease I have. Basically, milk makes things really complicated for me. It builds up mucus in my chest, so can't have that. But I've been kind of experimenting, because my sister's lactose, right? And I've been experimenting with different forms of milk, right? Like what I can have. Almond milk, I don't like at all, period. I can't stand it. Coconut milk, I like, but it's really freaking thick at the end of the day. You gotta put a little water into it. But I found this new stuff today. Oh man, I freaking love it, man. I freaking love it. I can add no milk to it. I can drink it. It doesn't basically mess up my chest, which I did experiment yesterday to see exactly what happened. But it went well, man. It went so well. I ordered me more of it, man. It got chocolate milk too on top of that. It's the small things in life, man, that make me happy, man. And being able to have a bowl of cereal, some good Bugs Bunny cartoons on one of my screens, man, makes me a happy, happy man. Yes, it does. All right, with that being said, man, I got to go post this container on freaking whatchamacallit. I'm on a food channel. I'm on a whole lot of forum sites. But I'm on this food channel. People post different stuff, and I gotta post that because somebody was in there talking about how they like cereal, but the almond milk don't click with them, and this don't click with them. So, you know, I had to pretty much redo everything. I'm gonna eggnog. Oh man, I mean, it's amazing. Plant-based milk is incredible. I mean, look, I'm gonna tell you something. A lot of people put at one point, yeah, I kind of came down on vegans too a bit. I mean, about what they eat and everything. But now at the end of the day. Yeah, man, the food is good. I mean, the food is good. I mean, some of it can be a hit and a miss, but majority so far, everything has been good, man. The plant-based food is freaking amazing. I can freaking have cheese at the end of the day. Thank goodness, man, that's nice to have. You know, it's like when you eat cheese on everything and you can't have cheese on everything. You know, it's like ordering a pizza without cheese. Like, literally, when I have pizza, I can't have sauce on it because the sauce that they make at Pizza Hut and other places makes me sick. I have to have a special kind of sauce, which means it has to be expensive. It has to be the good kind. I don't like cheap sauce. It makes me at the end of the day. So I need to go to a pizza place where they basically take the pizza and they throw it up in the air and they make the sauce from scratch from tomatoes. That's the kind of pizza I gotta have at the end of the day. I remember an ex of mine. We went to Little Caesars, and she was like, "Oh, the pizza over here is fantastic." I said, "Nah, if it's cheap sauce, I'm gonna throw up." Sure enough, turned into a fountain at the end of the day. Made me throw up. Not saying anything bad about their products, but I can't stand cheap sauce or ragu and all that stuff. No, the stuff I buy is called Classio. I don't know if I'm saying that right correctly. That stuff's like $4 or $5 a jar, but it's worth it because, man, that is some good spaghetti sauce. But can't deal with that cheap syrup. Ugh, can't deal with that either. It's cheap. I mean, syrup's so cheap you can see the serial numbers on your plate. I like that. Real thick molasses, that good stuff. You know what I mean? But you get what you pay for. Barbecue sauce. That's another thing. Sweet Baby Ray's. I told you about that. That is my favorite. That's my favorite. If you ain't got that at the barbecue, I'll be back. I'm going to the supermarket and get what I like. Matter of fact, I used to keep some of it in the trunk, just in case I go to the barbecue and have it. I bring my own. But anyway, long story short, man, that milk is absolutely fantastic. The other one, the coconut milk, can be a little expensive, $26 for 6 containers. And at the end, when you pour this stuff out, man, it's like molasses coming out. You got to thin it up with some water, and this other stuff right out of the container was freaking amazing. I hope this company does not go under. I hope it stays around for a very long time. Makes life easier for people who just can't have milk at the end of the day, who just want to enjoy a bowl of cereal and some good old-fashioned cartoons. All right, with that being said, well, as you can see what I showed you in the demonstration, yeah, you can't really pick up on a gray screen all that well. We'll make it easy. Well, I'm going to do that the way it is. I'm not pulling that down for Jack. I don't know what I'm doing. I was watching Finnegan's Rainbow yesterday. It's a good movie too. Red screen. Just to give you an idea. Just gonna put a red screen there. All right. Just some red. It can't pick up. At the end of the day, on a serious note, getting back to reality, it's not going to pick up at all, period. And I don't care if somebody says, I make my gray screen this way, we make it that way, it's all going to react the same way. If you notice that the screen paint we have here is a little darker right in here. That's the hobby paint, a little darker. This one right here, this is the one we made ourselves using hobby paint and using Sherwin-Williams combined. And that is actually all Sherwin-Williams right there. So there's 3 different shades up there and they all react the same way. The only thing you're going to pretty much be able to get is a little bit of a little hiccup. That's basically about it. That's what you're going to get. But nothing that's going to be a game changer like this. And this is why you're told when you're using these gray screen paint products to calibrate ambient light controlled environments, because like I said, it's the only way to make the screen look good. All right, people. I gotta turn the lights on here because I have to get ready to putty and sand to get ready for the setup for the new room. Because I want to make sure the projector gets here, everything is going to be just perfect. I got a lot of tape in today too. All right, thank you all for your time. Well, that was a long demonstration, hasn't it been? Sorry about that. Thank you for your time. I have to go, and God bless.